What's happening?
How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Good. Enjoying the 80 degrees here in Los Angeles. It's before the 90 and 100 degrees we're going to get next week, probably.
Where are you at?
I'm right in Sherman Oaks in the burbs in LA.
Oh, that's lovely. That's I'm in Nashville, so it's like,
oh, cool.
It's a suffocating like 98 degrees right now.
And humidity, right?
Yeah. It's just sucking all of my soul right out of my body.
If you fall over, we'll understand.
Can I just say that I love your work so much that if you actually ran a cult, I would probably join. That's how much I like you.
I so appreciate that. I will take that to heart.
Now, I don't want to get too spoilers. People need to experience this for themselves. But Alan Tudyk makes a cameo in the first appearance of the episode as himself, or in the first episode as himself. Was this punishment for his pirate accent in Dodgeball?
It's not. I think when we did Dodgeball, that was one of his. He'd done a couple of films before that. That was his first really big character-y role type thing, and he loved it. I loved him, and I've sent we've been buddies, and when they first mentioned in the script that we'd like to kill a character actor and that it would be Alan Tudyk, I immediately got on email and said, you must do this. I love you. You have to do it. And he did, which was huge. Because he is a busy guy. He's got his own show and in movies and everything else. But it was enormous that he came in and did that episode.
I've already heard people make the comparison of Petey's dad with the Raven on Barry, but I also felt like
I haven't heard that.
I've heard that, but I felt like I was reminded a little bit of Jim Hudson in Get Out. So I was curious if either one of those characters were an inspiration for Petey's dad, and if not, were there any real life cult leaders that you were inspired by in any way?
That's an interesting question, because that whole movie Get Out was a cult of people trying to do horrible things. I think the guy in Get Out was irredeemable, and I don't think the character in this is irredeemable. I like to be able to play characters that even if they have a bad side, there's some sense of redeemability at the end if you can have it. But that I hadn't thought at all about how cultish that was. I probably didn't do that consciously, no. But what's interesting about this role is that he's already passed. You're seeing visions from on a bad videotape of kind of a crazy man saying you should do things this way. And hopefully my daughter will do things differently. But yeah, that's what's different about this, is you're not interacting with the major characters really, although you are. I mean, it seems like you are when they're listening to these tapes. and their actions subsequently are guided by it. But I thought that was a really interesting character, and the writing was good.
Yeah, I think it was the cult aspect plus the VHS sort of situation that drummed up Get Out for me, which, by the way, you were just amazing, and you're so scary in that. So thank you for answering the question.
Thanks, of course.
I think I've already stolen the phrase Jessica Alba's diaper at least 3 times, which I took from the show.
Love it. John Cho is really funny in this show. Really funny. And it's not something I would know as a fellow character actor that he, could do that kind of comedy, and he's phenomenal. And Annie, is great and has done comedy for years, but that was nice to see that. I don't know if you guys know Paget Brewster, who's a beautiful voiceover artist. Everything that comes out of her mouth is funny. So again, as a fan, I mean, I like to be a fan of the shows that I pick and not read the script too much, because I want to see the end product. When I was doing Barry, I did a lot of prep work on my stuff, but I didn't want to read what was coming up so much. I wanted to see it as a fanboy. And I think that's kind of fun. You get to do it a little more with animation because it takes a lot more time to, do the animation, and you don't see it for 9 months, and you go, oh, what was this about? I don't know. And I think that's great. That's part of the deal.
I'd like to bring up what is possibly your most important role ever, DEA agent in Crocodile Dundee 2.
Absolutely.
As a kid, I loved Crocodile
No,
Dundee.
no. Excuse me. DEA toilet.
Well, what I want to say is, I loved Crocodile Dundee growing up. Do you remember any good stories working with Paul Hogan or having one of film's most iconic knives on your throat, amongst other places?
Yeah, amongst other places. Yeah, I remember that was I had only done a kind of a horror film called Monkey Shines before that, George Romero film. And this was the second film I got right after that. So it was my first time being on set for a longer period of time. And I have to tell you that the rumors are true. We would finish a day and we would go to the food truck, and there would be at least 3 cases of Foster's there. And that seems like a cliche, but there was, and he was that kind of guy. He was a really down-to-earth kind of guy and liked to have a beer and discuss the day. And that was great. And it was a nice introduction for me to the business of film.
Stephen, last question, because we're almost out of time, but over the course of your career, roughly how many red staplers would you guess you've been gifted?
Not so much that as that people expect me to have them on me to sign them. It's like, so I've had to buy them and take them to different sets. Although pretty much every set I go to has a cardboard box of 7 staplers in it, and I sign them up. Apparently the AD's new job is to do that on every set that I go to.
Yeah, that's a merging merchandise opportunity that you're missing out on, I think. Yeah.
No, I'm happy to do it. I love the fact that Mike's work has lasted that long, that different generations keep seeing it, and even though the computers look old and weird, it's still relevant.